can reach.
Hello, I'm Rich Borofsky. I'm a clinical psychologist and I specialize in working with couples.
And I'm Antra and Richard Borofsky, and I'm a marriage and family therapist.
A better word for love maybe is compassion.
You know, part of what love is, it's high quality attention. And it's attention that is generous. It's attention that's connecting. There's also an aspect of love which is commitment.
Love has to grow or it dies.
That often in the beginning of a relationship, we get what we call the free trial offer, which is just this very expansive, connected feeling of really wanting to be with the other person. It's like you're curious and everything in a way feels wonderful. And that free trial offer doesn't last. And so often couples really start to struggle at that point and really need to realize that that's the point at which you have to really learn how to consciously create love.
Are we one or two? Are two halves of one? Or is one a half of two? A relationship dies when people aren't learning anything. When people, there are people who have come to me and been married 3, 4, 5 times. And I ask them, well, what have you learned? And I often will say, well, I just picked the wrong person every time. You have to learn something from each relationship, or you just have to repeat the grade again, like in school. If you don't learn the subject, you have to repeat it.
I thought it was a really interesting question about what's the essence of relationship. And what came to me is that there's this very deep paradox, which is around connection and freedom. And that very easily couples will polarize around that. One person is seeking connection and the other person needs freedom. At a spiritual level, they're two sides of the same thing. At a spiritual level, you really can't be connected unless you're free. And you can't be free unless you're connected.
Relationships are improvisations. This is an improvisational art. There's a quote by the Polish Nobel Prize winning poet, Valentine. She says, "Nothing ever happens twice. Accordingly, we arrive here improvised and leave without a chance to practice." And if you meet somebody and you think of, okay, let's see what happens, that I think is a great attitude to have.
In a way, we're all interested in connection, I think, in the beginning of a relationship. And then very quickly, there's a polarization that can happen so that one person ends up feeling like they really want to be with the other person, and the other person then starts to feel engulfed. Okay, so we've been together 45 years, and we've been married for 40 years. And it's really been up and down. We have lots of conflicts. And the thing is that we love our conflicts.
We use the conflicts to create energy.
When we have a fight, there are really two things going on. One is that there is something deep and important to learn.
Well, we do, every year, we do maybe 8 workshops. They last for a weekend. And we've tried to inspire other people to approach relationship in that way. This is a quote by Teilhard de Chardin, who was a French priest, Jesuit priest and paleontologist. Someday, after harnessing the winds and the waves, the tides and gravity, we will harness for God the energies of love. And on that day, for the second time in human history, fire will have been discovered.